We're here at DaBelly magazine, and we're here at DarkCon 2014, covering everything from owls to steampunk and corsets. Check us out. This is Jaeger. This is the owner of this amazing collection. Tell us a little about your history and all these wonderful products.
Well, I started making knives in 1978, okay? I was a jeweler before that. And jewelry actually got into making knives because I was asked to make some miniature knives. And then a friend said, hey, I know where you can make more money. Well, cha-ching. So I started making knives. Well, I failed a couple times first time due to marketing. In 1982, I got back into it again, and I had figured out the marketing end, which is actually the toughest part.
Right.
Is, you know, you can make things all day long, but if you can't sell them, you know? So, I got into knives. It was, for me, it wasn't that difficult because of the jewelry work history that I had. You know, working with very tiny objects and doing very small things, knives are much larger.
Right.
So knives kind of came naturally to me. I love knives. And I started out mainly with the medieval style knives.
Okay.
Daggers, swords, and such. I do every genre of knife under the sun.
Okay.
But my preference is the medieval and fantasy. They allow probably the most artistic freedom.
Okay.
And that's why I like them. Everything I do is one of a kind.
Yeah.
The only time I duplicate anything would be for the original customer that bought the original.
Okay.
I will make duplicates for them, but everything's one of a kind, handmade.
Wow. How long does it take you to make such an item like that?
Well, the guitars are something that I just started doing about 6 months ago. Someone said, hey, why don't you do some steampunk stuff? And I said, what's steampunk? Well, I looked at it and I went, oh, I can do that, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, there's even more artistic freedom that I found in steampunk. It's like it's unlimited in a sense. So, roughly, I buy an inexpensive guitar because I am not going to go out and spend a bunch of money on a guitar and start cutting it up. For instance, this was a Fender Squier Strat, and I think I paid $60 for it. I take it completely apart. I never pre-design anything.
Really?
I just go. I just look at it and go, okay, I'm going to cut here and I'm going to cut here. Kind of basic ideas. And then I just start putting it together and fitting things. And everything, for me, everything has to have an aesthetic flow to it. Okay. Okay? And I just build it. I just start making it. And probably the most time-consuming part is, as in the process of making anything, for me, is I sit back and I have to look at it for sometimes 5-10 minutes and decide what am I going to do next.
Yeah.
This one I have about 40 hours in this one. Okay? This one here I have roughly 50. This one was a more difficult job. Okay?
That's so cool.
And then the bass guitar, again, about 40 into that one. The steampunk, for me, is not like a serious money maker. It's more of an artistic outlet for me.
Okay.
The bread and butter is the custom edged weapons.
Yeah. And tell me about a little bit of your history with being a musician.
As far as what?
Being a musician.
Well, I started out as a guitar player at 14. Switched to drums at 16 because I was actually a better drummer than I was a guitar player. I played professionally all the way up until about 1990.
Wow.
I actually quit music. Moved into northern Arizona, lived on 40 acres in the middle of nowhere for about 7 years.
Okay.
From there, I went to Mexico, the country. I lived there for 7 years, taught English at a university down there.
Okay.
Came back to the United States in 2005, was a property manager back up north for a friend of mine, moved back to Phoenix in 2010, was playing music again professionally.
Okay.
I played bass a little bit professionally, which is actually more fun than drumming.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you're out front finally. I'm out front. I get to be out front instead of back there.
Right.
So, and, but you know, I was getting up in years, and the music scene had changed so much that I just didn't like this music scene.
Okay.
So I actually decided, okay, I'm done with music.
Wow.
2 weeks later, I thought to myself, what am I best at? Knives.
Right. Okay.
I made a few phone calls to people, and they said, absolutely, go for it. Said, okay.
That's very cool. What is your favorite knife that you have here that you could show us?
My favorite knife that I have here?
Yeah, that you could show us.
God, that's tough.
Okay.
It depends on which genre, because there's 4 different genres here.
Okay.
I'm going to have to say I love this one.
Okay, and why?
Because, well, I like Damascus steel. Very specialized steel. It's kind of the now wow steel. Everybody likes it. Okay, but I also like natural things. So believe it or not, this is not deer antler. This is reindeer.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, which is kind of rare. You know, reindeer antlers, and especially in Phoenix. So, and that's reindeer, and that one it's medieval, but I like the natural part of it. Okay. And that would be one of my favorites. But if I moved into a different genre, then I would have to go over to this Bowie knife.
Wow.
Just because it's big and long and bad and walrus ivory. The finest steel on the planet, in my opinion.
Which is?
It's called D2.
Okay.
It's highly wear resistant, and it's not a true stainless, but it's very stain resistant.
Okay.
All right, but this is just, so it's like, it's hard to choose what's your favorite knife. Depends on the genre.
Right.
I love fantasy weapons. I just don't have any really super cool fantasy ones at the table right now.
Okay. And where can we go? And just onto your website and we can see a picture of your gallery or Facebook?
Yeah, well, my website, you could go to my website. There's a few, I don't really post a lot of things on my website. I sell through my website.
Okay.
But if you really want to see a lot of my work, you need to friend me on Facebook.
Okay.
Because I like to chat and talk with people.
Okay.
And we get comments, and I have a lot of stuff in my albums on there.
Okay.
And you'll see a lot of stuff that I've made in the past.
Very cool. Is it Jaeger Knives on Facebook, or what would your...
Yeah, just Jaeger Knives on Facebook. And friend me. And if you want to follow me, you'll see new stuff every week.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Oh, no, it's my pleasure. And if I want...
All right. This is Sarah here with DaBelly, and we're here with Greg Ewald and Archimedes of Ewald Brothers. Go ahead and talk to us a little bit about your beautiful owl and while you're here at DarkCon.
Well, this is Archimedes. Actually, it's a Eurasian eagle owl, and it's the largest species of owl in the world, and he is the largest male on record.
Really?
Yep.
How big is he?
5 pounds, which doesn't sound like much until you hold it for a long time. But at the point of each one of these is 1,800 pounds of piercing pressure, so it's over 10,000 pounds that he grips with.
Wow.
All the time.
Yeah. And what are you guys doing here at DarkCon today?
We're doing basically having people come in and get their photo taken with him. He's very friendly, you can tell.
Yeah. Why?
He's squishy, nice.
He's so cute.
He's beautiful.
Yeah. Very cool. And how long have you had him?
I've had him for 6 years. He's 10. They live to be about 60 in captivity, at least. And they are an apex predator, and they are called eagle owls because they actually eat eagles.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you feed him?
Mostly rats, sometimes rabbits.
Okay.
Everything is frozen and thawed, nothing live. On show days, he gets filet mignon.
Aw, has he eaten today? Yeah.
He eats better than I do.
Aw, that's sweet. All right, is there anything you would like to add or anything you'd like anybody to know about your company and how to go about finding you?
Ewald Brothers Art Studios.
Okay, .com?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have Facebook, Twitter?
Oh, I'm on Facebook too, Greg
Okay.
Ewald. Yeah, you bet.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, and thank you for being in the interview. All right, thank you.
I'm Amazonia.
I'm Nestria. And I'm Megan.
These girls are with Amazonian Corsets, and we're here at DarkCon. Tell us a little bit about your product.
We sell steel bone corsets. We like to say we get to tie ladies up all day. We're a firm believer in corsets are to be worn all the time. They can be very comfortable if they're fitted correctly, which is why we have people that, as they're looking at them, we measure their waist. We put them in a size that's usually smaller than they think they can go into. As we like to say, women are not the same shape. What fits you is not going to fit me, is not going to fit her, is not going to fit her, which is why there's different shapes for different bodies. So we always try and fit the corset to the woman, make sure they're comfortable in it, because if you're comfortable in it, you feel beautiful, and then you go, that's where I got it from.
And then, I actually think you had the best point. Talk to us a little bit how you breathe in a corset, because I think that's actually one of the best things to know.
the biggest thing with corsets is everyone tries to breathe normally and breathe from the diaphragm, and actually breathing from the diaphragm pushes against the corset, and you end up pretty much putting yourself into a panic attack because you can't breathe. You actually have to breathe from the top of your chest and from your top of your lungs, and just do small breaths of, and you end up getting this nice heaving motion that most guys totally hate.
Right, yeah.
It's horrible.
And so talk to us a little bit about the accessories that you guys have, as well as your swords.
The swords were the actually original start for Amazonia Enterprises, and then it slowly moved into the corsets, and the corsets have proven to do really well, so we've started bringing the corsets out more and more. The jewelry is actually made by Amazonia's sister, and she does all this really fine beadwork, and then a friend of ours' daughter makes the hair tie, so it's kind of a way to spice up the corset that's already pretty spicy to begin with. So
Tell us about what you're wearing.
okay, I'm wearing one of the brand new corset dresses that we just got in for this year. As you can see, it's an overbust corset through there. This is actually the long skirt. It actually comes with the shorter skirt that cuts to about there. So we figured we'd try and see how good it looks with another skirt or dress underneath it, because those get kind of short.
Yeah.
But yeah, it ends up lacing up the back.
It's so pretty. Yeah, I love that. That is so pretty.
I love it so much.
So who makes it?
We actually have them made.
They have them made? Okay, and then where do we go to find your store? Is it online? You go to a location?
Yeah, we have on our website, we have posted what events that we'll be attending, and then we also have pictures online as to what corsets we have available.
Okay.
Generally what we tell people is to get a proper fitting, you have to be tied into one. So we'll arrange with people to do private fittings, especially if they're local in the Valley. They'll call us up. We'll arrange a time that's convenient for everybody. We'll show up with a variety of different sizes and styles, and then put them in those corsets to find out what cut fits their body best.
Awesome.
So,
and the website is?
It's www.jamesthejust.com.
Okay. You guys on Facebook, Twitter?
Facebook's also on there. It's Amazonia. She just updated it to a new one, so it's Amazonia and Estria's Essentials.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Is there anything else you guys would like to add? Anybody would like to know?
No, it's just about the only other thing is that when we do an order for somebody, if somebody wants a specific style and a specific size, what we do is we order it from them. We don't take any money up front. Once the delivery comes in, we meet up with them and we physically put them in it and make sure that they are happy with it. It fits them how they want. It makes them feel good before we ever collect any money. Because if it doesn't fit them right, then we put it up on the shelf and we order something else for them.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you guys very much for your time.
Well, thank you for stopping by.
Thinking my lips was once a wall.